What's up, guys, and welcome back to That's So Dev, where you're literally watching me be so dev. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You are iconic. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe right now. Yep, and go ahead and like this video. We have a lot of content to cover during this video. I would like to not waste time. I have the tea. Y'all, I'm kind of gagging because, first of all, I'm in my, my bedroom, we're getting our setup going, things are getting real cute over here or whatever, I really wanted to cover the topic of Fifth Harmony because a lot of you guys have been requesting on my old channel for me to do a part 2 of, what was the title of that video? Who is sabotaging Fifth Harmony? That's what it was. I didn't have to look it up. But yeah, I get comments on that video, honestly, and that's really the only video that I consistently get comments on from, past videos. And I don't know. I used to have like my cup of tea and I used to just, we was getting into a little gag or something or whatever, So this is very reminiscent of older videos, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that. It feels like a full circle thing. I was ready to come back to YouTube, after I got like a new and just like fresh mindset. I set up the podcast and everything. So we are ready to go, bitch. So now where are we starting? Oh my. Oh. I have no idea where to start. The beginning. How's that, bitch? Okay. I wanted to make this video because I've been seeing a lot of Fifth Harmony discourse that I do not like. I'm seeing a lot of, Fifth Harmony was super messy, Fifth Harmony was blah 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 blah, real negative things about Fifth Harmony, but not a lot of context. People trying to get hit tweets and trying to be funny and capitalizing off what people are really seeing would consist of these girls' trauma, to be quite honest with you, and well, them being overworked to simplify that until we get into it, boom. Now let's do what it do. Because when I'm so serious, I was just sitting here writing notes and whatnot and just like, honestly doing my research before I get the fuck up on here, because a lot of people do not be doing their research before they get up here and do stuff. Now, we're going to start off with, obviously, if you don't know Fifth Harmony, let me go ahead. If you don't know Fifth Harmony, they were founded off of X Factor. Now, Normani, Lauren, Dinah, Camila, and Allie. They all tried out for X Factor as solo artists. They intended to be solo artists. And so they were eventually cut as solo artists. And things that happen on the X Factor, they'll often bring people together that they feel may complement each other and make them a group. So, they did the same thing with One Direction and Little Mix, 1-2 years before Fifth Harmony. So they just did it again. And it worked. Again. And if I'm not mistaken, I think One Direction won and Little Mix won. But Fifth Harmony didn't win. But they won. So, this all happened in 2012. Now, let's see. Because at first, they named themselves Lilas for whatever reason. Have no idea. Named themselves Lila after they first became a group, and they performed Impossible together at Simon's house. I know y'all remember that. That performance is iconic. Come on, it showed you the capability that they had as a group. It also really showcased 5 individual singers. Okay. Now, October 2012. Now, mind you, July 2012, Lilas. October 2012. They had a new band name, 1432. What? Okay. We're not even... Okay. They performed Never Ever Getting Back Together, or We Are Never Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. I know y'all remember that. Never, ever, ever. Girl, please. Now, November 2012. Third time's a charm. Viewers choose Fifth Harmony as, their long-term name because fans, we were not having that. I've already told you in previous videos how I came upon Fifth Harmony and, watching X Factor due to following suit of parents. But, My mom got me on American Idol. It had to be the T, you know, and obviously it was. Look what happened. Right? So the fans were like, okay, no, we're going to give you this name here. And I think that was the very first time that Fifth Harmony really saw. They obviously knew that fans were the driving force. I mean, the show eventually was going to become something of voting. Well, actually, by the time they were a group, it was voting. So they knew it was fans in full force. But I think that was the very moment where they were like, oh, wow, our fans are really a driving force in our career. You know? Ciao. December 2012. Okay. Would you have guessed Fifth Harmony only finished third place? No, it wouldn't at all. Like, Fifth Harmony won. Even though they got third place on X Factor, they won. Absolutely. What did they perform last? Let It Be? Yeah. Girl, Let It Be. Honestly, that was so... Especially Lauren's tone. Just the way that she dragged... Oh my gosh. Like... I think that during X Factor, I think the voice that really struck me the most out of the group had to been Lauren. I latched on to Normani very quickly, very easily. It was somebody, you know, that I could see myself in, somebody who looked like me, but also somebody who you could tell that she was shy, but she had a lot inside her that just could not wait to get out. And when she got on stage, the hair flip, don't play. January 2013, because y'all, I have this whole timeline right here, and I got multiple things to look back and forth at. We're getting into the tea. My camera's shaking, but you good, girl? Okay, January 2013. The girls signed with Simon Cowell's joint labels, Epic, and what is it? Psycho? Might as well be. 2013. They signed to his joint label, right? Psycho with Epic Records, which Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Now, some history. Epic is owned by Sony, in case you didn't know. And something I didn't know is actually that Columbia is a founder of Epic Records. Who would have actually thought? So, when you actually think about what Columbia did for Lauren's solo career, it makes sense now. In a way, they're connected. I don't know in what context still to this day, but what I read up on, they're a founder. So, Epic was actually founded as a jazz and classical label. First of all, I didn't know that. I mean, when you think about, they look, because at the time, because what was it, 1953? So at the time, jazz was really going, blues was really going. You know what I mean? Like, at the time, let's be real, Epic really took on a lot of black artists. Just to be real. If you look at the people that are on their label, I mean, they have the Isley Brothers, they have Patti LaBelle, Outkast, Luther Vandross, Michael Jackson, Sierra Babyface, Keisha Cole, Jennifer Hudson. I mean, that's across decades right there. They have consistently invested in black artists, but they have also consistently lost these artists as well. Because what happened to a lot of these artists? Because although, come on, Sierra is Sierra, period. But as far as where she is in mainstream, like she used to be, even though we know that the industry has changed, especially over the streaming, it doesn't translate the way it did in physical era, right? We get that. Also digital era as well. It doesn't translate the same. So it's interesting to me because it seems like, I don't know, maybe at some point their values just kind of diminished or it was never there. Like, because if you look at their past, it shows an inconsistency. How they invested in artists with potential and then quite obviously didn't do them justice. And then you over here, you look at Psycho, which, hello, mind you, they're responsible for releasing music for the Teletubbies. Bitch, hello. Okay, now they have offices in LA and London too, so it's not entirely London based, right? But they're really known for signing the people that we know. One Direction, Fifth Harmony, Little Mix, and then also Camila. They're really the main people that they've gotten together in that joint mixture. And they ended in 2020, as they should have, because nasty people. Nasty humans. Because the way that they... No. Let me tell you something. The way that they worked my girls, and my girls are absolutely nothing. I'm sure you've seen, if you are a Fifth Harmony fan, you've seen the video of Lauren. And, you know, I don't really want to show the clip because, honestly, that's, well, trauma. They couldn't go to funerals. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. It's so crazy to me because, you know, a lot of us, we look at Fifth Harmony and we're like, oh my god, Fifth Harmony was this just huge, massive, and like positive thing for a lot of people. But also, Fifth Harmony was kind of really a dark point for the girlies. It really was. And that's not to say that they're not thankful for it. There weren't good moments of it, blah, 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 blah. But what that label put them through? Because the thing about it is, it's not like it hadn't been said from One Direction or even Little Mix, but it seemed like Little Mix and even One Direction had more of a say in general. You know what I mean? They had more autonomy as a group in general compared to Fifth Harmony. It just really seemed like, well, they didn't believe in Fifth Harmony as a group. Let's just be real. They did not believe in Fifth Harmony as a group. I wrote a couple of things down too, because there are some down points actually. Because, hold on. Because Epic Records, they said, label said, Dinah's voice was too deep and too soulful. So Dinah decided that she was going to change her approach, change her voice so that way she could get parts on the song. Unreal. Unreal. Because they are searching for this pop sound instead of really investing in this group that has this genuine, honestly, they all really kind of didn't have different sounds. Like, they didn't entirely have different sounds. They genuinely, for the most part, liked, you know, sounds that crossed each other. You know what I mean? So for them to really agree on and come to a consensus with. So it was really weird. Like, if they would have just given them the opportunity, they would have made great music, a lot better. And oh my god, because it was so surface level that they limited them to. But let's see, because yeah, also Lauren's left out of Worth It, Dinah's out of Boss, and also Sledgehammer as well. And you know, I've seen a lot of theories, but I do believe that the reason why they didn't invest in certain songs like those, and let's be real, if they would have added Dinah to the chorus of Sledgehammer, for one, it wouldn't have really been pop because they probably would have thought she would have brought that soulfulness to it. And I don't think that really would have taken away the pop element. It would have just given the song more quality because Dinah's voice would have fit better. But genuinely, I don't think that Epic wanted Fifth Harmony. They didn't want them to win. They didn't want them to win. If you are a Fifth Harmony fan, you know that. Epic Records did not want Fifth Harmony to win. Let's see. They had no connection to their music whatsoever. I mean, I'm sure there were songs that they could relate to along the way, but it wasn't an entire expression of who they were as people and artists. Let's just be real. I'm going to focus on Normani right now. I'm going to focus on Normani, and I got the tea. Okay? So, we all know Normani was pushed to the back, right? They used her to look good. And I say this all the time because there was a rebranding of Fifth Harmony when Boss came in, and they really used Normani to build that image that they wanted Fifth Harmony to be. Because in reality, it was the only way they were going to get out of the cookie cutter pop girl stuff. Let's just be real on that. Let's see. Her style became the Fifth Harmony style. And I stand on that. I will stand on that. Normani's style became Fifth Harmony's standard when it came to dancing. Each individual girl, of course, had their own style. This is just my opinion. But it looked like at some point that some people felt like that they had to match that energy on stage. Is that too reasonable for me to say? I mean, I genuinely believe that. But that's a topic for another day, I'm sure. They used her to really push the urban sounds that they wanted to get. And urban these days, especially, in back in the day also as well, it's used to pretty much say black. Let's see, all the songs that she raps in. No, I Wish. Now you look at Dumb Diddy 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 Dumb. That was super, super dumb and really embarrassing, actually. But whatever. I'm glad they never actually released I Wish. Bye. Now, it started there, right? But it didn't really pick up until when? Because did she rap on the EP? Miss Moving On, Leave My Heart Out of This, Better Together, and what's the other one? Well, did she on Me and My Girls? She might have actually on Me and My Girls. Wow. So, Me and My Girls, maybe. I can't even remember that song off the top of my head. Did she? She probably has, because there's some... They did utilize Normani there. Let's just be real. Boss. The Rebrand. Top Down. Worth It. This Is How We Roll. Everlasting Love. Reflection. Sugar Mama. Body Rock. That's My Girl. Not That Kind of Girl. Now, mind you, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 songs on... Because how many songs is on Reflection? Probably like what? Let's say 14 songs. You're rapping over half of that, and the other ones you have minimized parts. Let's just be real. Wake that the hell up. Now, she was, yeah, I also wrote down, like, if she was not rapping, she was rap singing. So, same difference, because I know a lot of people are going to try that. Now, I want to talk about their touring schedule. Now, let's start with supporting acts. These are just the tours that they are supporting acts on with their associated years. Cheryl Lloyd, 2013. Demi Lovato, 2014. Austin Mahone, 2014. Now, this is their headlining tours. Harmonize American Mall Tour, 2013. Same year, they did Cheryl Lloyd, 2013. 5H Theater Tour, 2013. The same year they also did the Harmonize American Mall Tour and the Cheryl Lloyd Supporting Act Tour. Now, Top Secret. What is it? No, Worst Kept Secret Tour. My bad. 2014. The same year as Demi Lovato Supporting Act and Austin Mahone Supporting Act. Fifth Times the Charm Tour. The same year as Worst Kept Secret, Demi Lovato, and Austin Mahone. So they did 3 tours in 2013. Now, let's keep in mind, January 2013, they signed to the label. Let's wake this up. Hold up. Because they had my bitches working. Because, mind you, we started when they auditioned for X Factor, July 2012, and all of that, right? Now, from July 2012 to January 2013, that was them from X Factor to the label. Now, we're talking about July to August 2013, when they went on the Harmonize America Mall Tour. This was, what? A year after. So they started their first mall tour a year after they auditioned for X Factor. Not a year after they won, right? Because right after they won, they got signed to the label 2013. Right after they won, around December. Right? So, about 6 months later, They went on their first tour in 2013. Their first tour. They have 3 tours in 2013. So in 6 months, they did 3 tours. Okay, in 2014, they did 4 tours. Let's head back to the timeline. Okay, because you remember, okay, let's see. July through August 2013, remember the Harmonized, mall tour. We have September 2013, we have Cheryl Lloyd tour. Oh, October 2013, they released their EP Better Together. So Better Together came what? About a year after they really became the group name Fifth Harmony. Right after, because they changed their name to Lilas to 1432. As soon as they were about to change the Fifth Harmony, that would have been a year just before they released their first EP Better Together, which sold 28,000 copies in the first week, and it peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, Billboard 200 for albums. And then the lead single, Miss Moving On, peaked at number 76. Now, we need to wake this up because this was in 2013. We were still in the digital era. We were not in the streaming era. No, it was starting to peak, a little bit, but we were not in the streaming era. So, let's see. November 2013, they performed on the American Music Awards red carpet, and then they opened for Demi Lovato in November. So they went on tour so basically they toured every other month. So what we're at so Demi Lovato ends that 2013 going into 2014 run. 6 months after their debut EP came out, and while they were on tour every other month. This was about a year after they auditioned for X Factor. Girl, okay, there seems to be a break between January 2014 to July 2014, right? Because then we're having Boss come out. So we have Boss come out, and then January 14th was when they had the Artist to Watch concert. So they went to the Artist to Watch concert, which was basically going to give them a platform. You know how they do a 4-year consideration thing? That's pretty much what that is. So they did that in January 2014, and they got nominated in August 2014, it says. Oh, no, they won in 2014 in August, because that's when the VMAs usually is. So we all know probably around July they probably released the nominations or whatever, because they're weird about that. So wow, okay. Right after they opened for Demi in November, they performed the concert for MTV, and then the lead single Boss came out in July. It seems like they took about 6 months to really revamp their style, because I'm noticing that break between 2014 January and July, and then Boss comes out. So right after tour, that's when they probably began to work on the next album. Well, their debut album, so to speak, because they dropped the lead single. And mind you, we know the debut album was pushed back a couple times. So we're at the end of 2014. They performed at the White House. 2015, they released their debut. They released their debut album, Reflection. So let's back up. Well, we don't really have to back up because Sledgehammer was released, but I didn't include that on the timeline. So Boss was released early that year. Sledgehammer was released probably, if I'm not mistaken, Sledgehammer was released a little bit after Boss, not too much after, but a little bit. Okay, because this is a long ass timeline, y'all. This is long, and this took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. But I am dedicated to the process, and my Mac is not working with me. Seriously, dude? Are you serious? It's really not working. I'm gonna have to refresh the page. Y'all, because this is so crazy. It's so crazy when you sit here and look at their touring schedule. Now, we ended 2014, right? Okay, so you have the Reflection Tour in 2015, and you have 727, 2016 to 2017. So when you look at their career, their entire career, they have been touring. They have been working their entire career. These girls were exhausted, worked to the bone, wasn't seeing any money. Performing on red carpets, but still eating ramen from Target. Let's just be realistic here. Okay? So when a lot of people are speaking on social media like, oh my god, Fifth Harmony was so embarrassing, I was Fifth Harmony thing, blah, 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 blah. You have to remember, despite all of this, they still thrived and were able to have crowds filled up to see them at these shows. To buy their music. To get them these top 10, top 5 albums. Hello, wake it up. Now, let's see. My laptop, y'all, it is just not working with me today. Now, obviously, I'm not going to spend a lot of time speaking on C. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to address this right now, and I'm going to leave it at that, and that's all it's going to be. She was a part of the group. We can't deny that. This is not about her. This is about Fifth Harmony. She will be a part of experiences talked about in this video. Make peace with that. Let's move forward. Okay, so we've covered the tours. I've done some talking points, some down points, or whatever. But you know, I think a big point about Fifth Harmony also as well is people have to remember they were in Fifth Harmony again from what, 2012 to 2018 for most of them, and 2016 for one. And a big thing is identity crisis, and a lot of people are asking, why doesn't the girls of Fifth Harmony, or why don't the girls of Fifth Harmony have, you know, full albums out and things like that? And it's like, well, you know, they weren't just in a group, like they weren't free artists to do whatever they wanted in the group, to really come out of the group, to really start just throwing out an album or something. You know, it's not the same as where Destiny's Child could have just been like, okay, we're gonna do an indefinite hiatus right now and then immediately go into albums. Like, it wasn't really the same. In Destiny's Child, they really got to figure out each other. They had a foundation kind of already built within. In Fifth Harmony, they were a manufactured group. So they didn't just naturally have what a lot of these groups already had. They had to do this together. You know what I mean? They had to build it together. And it's not really going to be the same, and people expect it to be the same. And they look at this situation and these experiences like other ones, but you can't apply those situations to this one. You can't. They're not alike. Doesn't work like that. This is so crazy when you sit back and you look at it. For the most part, I have covered all of the notes that I have, and from now on, we're going to stick to this timeline. We obviously know Reflection is in 2015, right? So we're going to go ahead and start off with 2015. Now, so 2015, February, Fifth Harmony releases their debut album, right? It obviously has Reflection as the single, Boss, and then it's releasing Worth It with the album. So, obviously, Sledgehammer was their first top 40, but Boss, I believe, was 43. Now, keep in mind, Boss was banned from radio because it mentioned Michelle Obama. And my question is, for a label that has been around since 1953, how in the world did you not know that a song like that was going to get banned? Unless you did. March 2015. Fifth Harmony was the favorite new artist, Kids Choice Awards. Worth It, obviously, we know, peaked at number 12. It should have been top 10. But again, Epic does not want to do anything for Fifth Harmony. let's just be real. Epic doesn't want to do more than they already have, which is nothing. June 2015, the girls in Kid Ink take stage at Jimmy Kimmel Live, which was actually a pretty good performance. That was really cute. August 2015, Fifth Harmony, they won Teen Choice Awards for Worth It, Choice Female and Choice Female Hottie. 2015, this is where it gets rocky towards the end of 2015. Because, 2015 is when Miss Ma'am linked up with Sean, essentially. And the way that the song came about caused tension within the group. The girls were not very aware of what was going on. I know a lot of you guys probably remember Ali being left and whatnot at the concert, and there were some things that were really bubbling, obviously, under the surface at this time. I feel heads were getting big. If you want to, actually, I'm gonna hold off on which celeb said what, and I'll probably actually put that inside this video, just so people can see it, because it's not my words.
Do you guys hang out a lot and go eat and stuff?
Yeah, every night.
So how was the dynamic? Like, could you have already seen that, now there's only 4 girls, obviously, did you feel any of that? Yeah, so, is there like a particular event or story where you were thinking, man, this is my advice, or this is something where maybe you should, because you've been on the block longer, where you found out something about to that extent?
I mean, my advice is always just to stay in a spirit of gratitude and to understand how lucky we are to have the opportunity to live our dreams, and that you just want to keep that perspective in check whenever you feel a little too excited about yourself.
So you felt that was a necessary message for...
It's a necessary message for all of us.
For everybody.
How the collaboration of theirs came about, it was really messy, There wasn't communication, and there just wasn't... I don't know, when something like that happens, and me personally, I have a group of friends or whatever that this may impact, I'm going to chat with them about that prior. Before, especially if, I'm in a music group and I'm doing something solo, I'm going to let my members know that this is the tea and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to take them by surprise. You know what I mean? Because I represent more than just myself, But, that happened, and yeah. So, we go to 2015, Fifth Harmony, they're named Group of the Year at Billboard Women. We know the video. Tensions are really bubbling right now behind the scenes, because at this point, we're getting to a point where, the girls are having to get Dina LaPoe, to get the brand of Fifth Harmony ultimately in their hands. And essentially, C did not choose to be a part of that brand. At this time, C has her own manager, as well as the group's manager as well. A lot of people don't know that as well. She's already working on her album. She's already got the process of that going, right? So, we're going into 2016, and then here we are. Reflection is gold, by the way. Reflection is gold by February 2016. So that means within a year, Reflection was gold. And baby, that was in streams. Lead single Work From Home is released in February 2016. Right after, for one, their debut album went gold, and they just had the biggest hit of their career. They just released what would be the next biggest hit of their career, which is absolutely crazy, because they were absolutely worked that entire era of Work From Home. they were bled dry. And it was done in a way that was almost unnecessary, because there were a lot of things that they did. It was more fan content than it was promotional aspects, because they could have gone without and utilized that time elsewhere. And, you know, instead of really just slaving them, like, they didn't utilize their time good at all. Like, honestly, it was so crazy. It was so horribly managed. Like, I cannot believe the teams that they had behind them, you know, not being able to choose what lip gloss, like what clothing you want to wear. Like, you should want to just feel comfortable in your body and your clothing with the people that you're around. You want to feel supported and loved, and they did not have that. It's so embarrassing. Like, you really did that to them girls. Really? What was it? When they started off, what was it? 2 15-year-olds, 2 16-year-olds, and what? 18-year-old, maybe 19, Allie? Insane. So we get to May 2016, and 727 is released. Now, prior to 727, Right On Me was released, but before, Right On Me and then The Life, I think. Or no, maybe The Life came before Right On Me. Either way, The Life was a song to be watched, to be quite honest with you. But 727 debuted at number 4 on the Hot 100. Crazy. Number 4, their highest charting album, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, 727 was number 3. Reflection debuted at number 4, and their debut EP debuted at number 6. Now, after May 2016, now, also, mind you, they're gearing up to go on tour, by the way. FYI. Again, they didn't take off long. Now, number 4, 727. They win the VMA for Best Collaboration for Work From Home in August 2016. From their album release to August 16. They're prepping a tour, and they're promoting an album, and they're promoting Work From Home, that, you know, the lead single still, and now they're promoting All In My Head, which is now their second single that came with the album, but also still have to go full force with Work From Home, because it is still their biggest hit that they're still investing in. Now, we get to June 2016. The 727 tour begins, which is also kind of the Reflection tour at first for international girlies. You can call it the 727 tour, but really it was the Reflection tour with some new songs that they already had out. They didn't even have the whole set list together. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think tour started in June. Yeah, it did. Because they moved 727 back a week because Ariana was coming out. Oh, bitch, we had y'all tea. Epic, no. Please. Okay, so 2016, the girls are on tour, blah, 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 blah. And then we get to, before we get to 2016 in October, let's slow down because we have a lot to unpack in 2016. Okay, so this is around the time that cyberbullying happened for Normani. This is around the time that Lauren and Allie both wrote statements, only them, in support of Normani. Miss C wrote a statement saying, "You don't have to hate somebody to love me." And in my opinion, it had nothing to do with you. That's just me. Obviously, you know, that's a situation that's already happened, but I'm speaking on the experience as we're going through the timeline, baby girl. Keep up with me. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. No mess right now. Okay. And, you know, at that time, I know Faye was really wanting to, even considering just stepping away. She left Twitter or whatever. And honestly, it was probably the best thing in order for her to really hone in with just, you know, healing. And I think what really helped also was not only, you know, going through Dancing with the Stars, which we're obviously going to get to eventually, but she also became a cyberbully ambassador. So, I mean, hey, she did action. You know, something happened to her and she stood up and took some action. Come on, brand. Like, I can't. Now we're in 2016, October 2016. You know, I do not want to dwell on that situation because that's also trauma, and I'm not trying to have that rehashed in case, because if a Fifth Harmony girlie happened to come across here, I love y'all. Stay tuned. You know, we got more to get into. We got to 2016 when Bad Things started to come out. Bad Things came out in October 2016. Now, mind you, the girls are on tour, and now Epic is starting to get ready to promote That's My Girl at the AMAs coming up in November, right? Now it's around the time where, looking back on it now, you see a lot of the split starting to happen. So I want to say around October, November is when they found out that she was going to leave the group. Obviously, officially from her representatives. But I can't, but it's fine. So that happened, and you can see that there are photo shoots happening. Like, they're doing a billboard photo shoot in their New Year's Eve attire from when they just filmed the Dick Clark New Year's Eve performance that was going to be their last, so that people really didn't know until it came. But you know, you also saw, like, through little things, because you know harmonizers are, we're some FBI MFers, so we noticed that, you know, like Lauren, she still has these extensions, the same extensions that are from the AMAs, that are from this performance, that are from Dick Clark, you know, that is from their little billboard shoot that they had. And so it's like, oh wow, so that means y'all knew even then that this split was going to happen, and this was before the AMAs, which was like halfway through November. So that tells me beginning of November, October, that you knew she was going to be leaving. So tensions are happening. You're having to, she's doing a solo album. You're having to practice for a VMA performance, and not VMA, AMA performance, and well, you know, a lot of practice can't happen because some people really can't be there and give their all to the group because they've prioritized themselves instead of finishing what they started. And I'm so sorry, but that's just what that was. And, you know, we'll get there. But so that happens, you know, we're at the AMAs. The AMAs, they have such a beautiful production. Like, everything is so beautiful at the AMAs. You know, they won, did I write that down? What they won the AMA for? I do not remember, but I think it was Collaboration of the Year. They won with Work From Home. And, you know, that fire, they came down from the ceiling. Like, it was serving looks and everything. But you can tell that rehearsal wasn't entirely there, but they're also so trained to do this that it just naturally is there for them to do. You can tell just with the natural movements that this performance really wasn't entirely worked through like some of their performances have been. And we all know why. It was messy behind the scenes and everything and whatever. I'm not here to focus on the mess, but moving on. So around this time also, we have to remember, because this, let's say with this past summer, we had Lauren release her song with Halsey, Strangers, and then we also had Back to Me come from Lauren as well. So Lauren has also had some solo stuff as well that has been real cute, I have to say. It was quite cute. You know, Strangers was her first Hot 100 entry. Love that for her. Now, December 2016, Camila Cabello decides that she's going to leave the group. And, you know, for me personally as a fan, which is why at some point I hope that they address what happened for the fans, not really for anybody else from the press or anything, but like it'd be nice to see them at like a red table talk and just talk out like what happened and what went down. I feel like that'd be so healing for them and for the fans as well, because I can't say what they went through, the fans went through, because that's not really the case, but the fans really did go through an emotional journey with them, you know. And I feel like that would just be a wholehearted thing for us to see. But, you know, I totally understand you wanting to leave for creative freedom and for the sake of just living, breathing, you know, and not feeling trapped or stuck as an artist. And you got to do what you have to do. But also at the same time, I'm like, these are your girls. Like, you handled it that way, like. And, you know, I definitely respect what Lauren said. Like, you cannot blame people for how they, you know, decided to heal from the trauma that they went through. And I totally understand that. You know, it puts an entirely different perspective on a lot of things in the group because it wasn't them. It was the people around them, you know. They had a genuine friendship. Things happen. They're human. Things happen in your friendships in real life. Let's just be real, you know. It wasn't much different for those girls other than the fact that they had people controlling their every move. Did they even have a chance? Really? Let's talk about it. The industry was destroying them from the very start, which is why Allie had to go ahead and get Dina LaPoe to get the brand transferred to them. That's why they can profit from what they can now from Fifth Harmony. Thank you to her, and thank you to Allie. That's why we cannot disrespect this man. There's been a lot of posts about DC3. If you know, you know. I love to see it, but I also respect who was in the group, period. That's that. You know, so, okay. But anyway, Miss Ma'am left, and then we go into 2017. Now, if you ask me, this is the Fifth Harmony year. This is the year Fifth Harmony became Fifth Harmony. Now, because, oh my god, I remember the anticipation up into them performing at the PCAs. Because I remember when that picture came out, they were like 727, and it was just the red photos and then in all red, and I was like, wow, like, what a statement. What a statement. Everything they did at the beginning of that year or period really was a statement. Everything that year was a statement. All the way down to that album title, all the way down to that performance, their first performance down to that last award performance. Everything was a statement. And they had to do that last year. Yes, they did have to do that last year for themselves. Period. They had to. Because honestly, ultimately, they needed an extra year to establish themselves without her. Either A, they needed one more album with her, or B, they needed one more year together to establish each other individually. That's what that last year did. It really allowed all of them to have a platform. You know, so many people were like, well, are they going to change their name? Why the hell would they change their name? Do you know how hard it is to resell a new brand? Hello! You're essentially starting a new business. That's not happening. No. You know, they got a lot of offers to do a reality TV show to find the fifth member. And let's just be real. Let's actually talk about that. Because Fifth Harmony had a reality TV show. Yeah, absolutely. In case, because a lot of y'all may not know, Awesomeness TV had Fifth Harmony get a reality TV show. And if I'm not mistaken, that reality TV show started in 2013. And then I think it ended 2015, actually, yeah. So just like maybe 2 months before Work From Home came out. And then they did a little recap in January 2016. So, let's be real, also, X Factor is a reality TV series. So it's not like they haven't been on the reality TV's forefront ever. So that wouldn't have been anything different, but I think that they were just so comfortable with each other because, let's just be real, they've been, if I say that one more time, but they have been with each other for so many years, and going through with everything that they have been through, they just got closer. I wouldn't have wanted to change that dynamic at all. I know that there were offers of some people to join, but there's no way that they were going to do that. But let's see, they won what? Favorite group at the People's Choice Awards 2 years in a row. Work From Home won the Kid Choice Awards in March, and they won Favorite Music Group 2 years in a row. April, they got their Radio Disney Award, Fierce Fan, Best Group, love that. May 2017. Oh wait, did I say Lawrence came out in 2000? Okay, so no, Strangers came out 2017. I don't know why I thought it was 2016. So that means Back to Me came out fall 2016. And then summer 2017, that's when Strangers came out. Because Strangers, if I'm not mistaken, Strangers came out the same time as C's debut single. Because a lot of people was doing that. Or around the time. There was a lot of mess around that. And because, 2017 was the year for the media to paint Fifth Harmony as villains. It was the year. It was the year. And I have to be honest, that girl didn't help it. She did not help it. She fed into a lot of narratives in the media that really made them look bad. So, and I think that's why that's not why I think. I know that's why a lot of people are like, that's why they have an issue with, I don't blame the girls for how it went down, because it was like, what did you really have to blame them for? Because it just seems like everything was mishandled on your end. So, that's how a lot of fans feel, and I can't blame them for that. Even I feel a little bit like that. So June 2017, that's when we had Down come out. Now, oh my gosh, because actually in May, funny enough, I went to go see the last weekend in May. I went to go see Fifth Harmony at, like, they were doing like a little extra leg of the 727 tour in America. They were doing pop-up shows all around, and then promoting Down and whatnot. They had just went to the iHeartRadio Summer Jam or whatever and whatnot. And I went to Wolf Trap in Virginia to see Fifth Harmony in May, the last weekend in May. Right, so amazing. Their band is going to jail for messing up Reflection in the callbacks. Jail. But it was so beautiful to just see them in person, because I had seen them in 2016 in August at in Tennessee, in Nashville, actually. Jenna, hey bitch. Yeah, that's where we saw each other. That's where oh no, that's not where we saw each other. That's where we didn't see each other, but we were at the same place at the same time and didn't know. It was iconic. But so I went there, and then a year later in May, well, just under a year later, I saw them as Four. And to see the confidence in them, like, oh, it was just so beautiful how in harmony they were, pun intended. Like, they just moved as a unit, whereas Five, aesthetically it looked pleasing. Let's just be real, it did. But they didn't move as one unit. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. Okay, so they released Down, which peaked at 42 on the Hot 100. Now keep in mind, although Down peaked at 42 on the Hot 100, it lasted a while. I want to say about 3 months, because once they performed it at the VMAs, it popped the fuck back up. Okay. Oh yeah, because Ally did release Look at Us Now with the Lost Kings and ASAP Ferg that summer as well. I remember. Iconic. Come on, Miss Ally. Okay, now August, because this is August when they announced Fifth Harmony by Fifth Harmony, and they performed the acoustic version of Down. I had never been so proud in my life. That was Fifth Harmony. We really got to see Fifth Harmony. That's what I'm so grateful for. And in a way, it almost, like, it doesn't make up for not having American tour to end off Fifth Harmony, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a warm feeling, because it's just like you really just left us with this chef kiss. Like, it's so good. And a lot of people have to, a lot of people looking back on it now, because, well, they've aged and the music has also aged. A lot of people are like, well, it's not really that blah 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 blah. You have to think, for one, where these girls came from, right? So many years of just being in captivity of not writing. I mean, in captivity of this label that's not giving them any creative freedom. I mean, even C tried to write for the group, and they told her no. You have to think about things like this. How is it that C says, well, I want to write for the group. I mean, I do want to do my own thing, but I also want to write for the group. She went to talk to them about that, but they didn't want that. But they allowed the group to write after she left. They just wanted a pop star. They did not care about that group. That's why they had to fight for a third album. And if you ask me, after all we have given you thus far, regardless if one person's leaving that you thought you were going to cap off of, because first of all, that wasn't even really and truly the first person the label wanted to cap off of. Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up, because it's true. Because it's true. So many different times, and a lot of people know it was supposed to be done in that position. It was supposed to be done, and I'm telling you, this all goes back to that solo in Sledgehammer. I'm so serious. Get up. I am so serious. Okay, so we have the self-titled album debuting at number 4 on 200. Now, keep in mind, this debuted at number 4, the same charting position as their album, that was their debut album, that was released in the digital era. So that means the digital era translated to the streaming era. And how many people has that happened for? Truly not a lot of people. But it happened for Fifth Harmony, despite all that they went through. And people want to go on Twitter and sit there and want to post out of context videos saying how messy they were and they were an awful group and all this stuff. They did their best. Every last one of them, all 5 of them, did their best. Make peace with that. I don't know what you gotta do to make that happen, but do that. Okay, so, the album debuts at number 4. I believe it had 48,000 pure sales by the end of September. Yeah. So, a lot of you bitches not even pulling 12K. Okay, so 2017, they go on the PCA tour, which, mind you, they just got done touring the second part of the 727 tour around May, June, because after the PCAs, they went on tour, and Normani was also doing Dancing with the Stars. So you also have to think about that. Let's go back to the tour schedule really quick. If I can find it, because I don't even know where it's at inside this book. I have so much stuff inside this book, it's not even funny. But there are tours from what? There was 3 in 2013, 4 in 2015, Reflection 2015, 2016, 727 2016, 2017, and then you have PSA tour, which I forget about because it wasn't America. So it was 2017 to 2018 essentially. So they toured their entire career, and they only have 3 albums. And now, mind you, they released an album a year. Contract would do that to you, bitch. Unreal. No, it's unreal. So let's see. Dinah released Boom Boom 2017. November 2017, All Night came out. And, we had the Latin AMAs where they performed with Pitbull, and C was also there. That was after the VMAs. And then, yeah, we got to the end of 2017 where there is the Jingle Balls. And, the interview where Lauren mixed up the lyrics. What was it? Did she say Gucci when the girl was talking about Por Favor? I think she did. Fifth Harmony had some truly iconic moments. Like, let's talk about it. Wait, what is it? Girl, please. Normani was like, but that's not how you say all the words, because Camila was saying iron. I was like, Camila, it's iron. And there was another one with Lauren too as well. I cannot remember what Lauren said. What was she saying? She was saying my clothes is big on me. And that is not grammatically correct, girl. And, she's the grammar queen. Come on. I mean, people have their moments. But it was funny. Come on. Okay. So, I want to actually go over... I'm going to go over Fifth Harmony's chart history to end this video, because a lot of y'all like to play my bitches. So, let's start with the Airplay. Now, Worth It. The peak was 22 on the Pop Airplay, 20 weeks. Work From Home, number 18, 20 weeks. Sledgehammer, 36, 3 weeks. All on My Head, number 10. And... is that... what? Well, there's no way. It debuted at number 10? It was only there for 1 week. Ciao. Okay, the Artist 100, they were number 6. Now keep in mind, you really got to be doing something to be up on the Artist 100, period. So if you get up there, people talking about you. Not anybody, but the industry. So again, with the albums, we had Reflection was at number 4, 727 was number 3, Fifth Harmony was number 4, Better Together number 6. Better Together was up for 4 weeks, Fifth Harmony was 4 weeks, 727 was 40 weeks, Reflection was 44 weeks. That kind of snapped. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's look at the Billboard Canadian Hot 100. In Canada, Work From Home was number 4 for 39 weeks. Worth It, number 12 for 33 weeks. All in My Head, 21 for 20 weeks. Down, 46 for 14 weeks. That's My Girl, 54 for 10 weeks. Sledgehammer, 63 for 8 weeks. He Like That, 75 for 2 weeks. And what was it? Boss, 75 for 1 week. Wake that the hell up. See, because people like to be playing like Fifth Harmony does not have hits. Let me correct you. Because there's a lot of songs that y'all will just be bopping to and won't even know that it's Fifth Harmony. That's a lot of people. Okay. Let's look at the Hot 100. Because they have a lot of things. Because they have Latin pop, Airplay, Latin rhythm, Airplay. Like, they have hit a lot of Billboard charts internationally. It's absolutely insane. Actually, let's look at pop Airplay. Okay, we're looking at pop radio right now. So Worth It was number 4 for 26 weeks. Work From Home was number 1 for 2 weeks, but it was on the chart for 21 weeks. All in My Head was on the chart for 14 weeks, but it peaked at 11. That's My Girl was up for 12 weeks, but peaked at 19. Sledgehammer, 12 weeks, 21. Down, 25, and then 10 weeks, which is actually really cute, 2.5 months. And then Miss Moving On, 27 for 9 weeks. He Like That, 33 for 5 weeks. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know it made it at all. Boss, 37 for 4 weeks. Cute. Okay, let's get to the Billboard Hot 100 to really kind of top this off. Okay, now. Oh, chill. Let's make sure we got all of this. Okay, let's start from the bottom because, you know, now we're here. That's My Girl, 73. Peaked 73 for 3 weeks. It was on the chart. But it was on the Bubbling Under for a bit. I'm going to actually end this off with the Bubbling Under just so you can see what was underneath the Hot 100. Down for 10 weeks and it peaked at 42. Miss Moving On, 11 weeks, but it peaked at 76. Sledgehammer, 15 weeks. Peak number 40. Boss, 15 weeks, peak number 43. All in My Head, peak 18, number 24. Oh wait, no, peak 24, 18 weeks. Top 25, love that for 18 weeks. That's actually really cute, 18 weeks. They snapped on that. Work From Home, peak number 4 on the charts. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, Work From Home was number 3. If I'm not mistaken, Work From Home was number 3. And for 34 weeks, it was on the chart. Worth It lasted actually longer, which I believe. I truly believe that. 36, but it peaked at number 12. I so totally believe Worth It was on the chart that long. Longer than Work From Home. They played that shit out. And I mean out. Like, girl, you wasn't tired? Because I was. Okay. I'm like, girl, Worth It can rest on pause. Let's see. Where's the Bubbling Under? So we can top this video off because we've been going for a while. Okay, Bubbling Under. Just end this off. Okay, so starting from the bottom. The Life was number 1 for 1 week on the chart. It lasted 1 week. So randomly, The Life decided that it was going to pop up 1 spot from the Hot 100. Honestly, this was about 2 months after. Yeah. So 5, 6. This was about 3 months actually after release. No video, no nothing. That was iconic. Me and My Girls was at number 4 for 1 week. So 4 spots from the Hot 100. That was cute. Angel, 1 week, peaked at number 12. That's cute. Especially for them releasing a surprise video. But He Like That was number 1 for 1 week. Oh, okay, for 1 week, but it lasted 2 weeks on the Bubbling Under, which means Epic didn't do enough. These are songs that Epic didn't do enough for, essentially. I mean, the only song that made it out of the Bubbling Under was That's My Girl. It peaked at number 3, and then it spent 4 weeks on the chart. So that means it built up on radio, most likely. So, The Life, Me and My Girls, Angel. And now keep in mind, all of these are promo singles except for That's My Girl and He Like That. But That's My Girl made it out of the Bubbling Under, but He Like That did not. They didn't do anything for He Like That. They did a French Montana remix, which was actually trash. Nobody asked for that. I mean, literally nobody. They posted that thing with the little French, font or whatever, and we were like, what? And then they said it was French Montana, and we were like, okay, girl, bye. No. But for the most part, I've covered, look, for the most part, I have covered everything regarding Fifth Harmony for the most part. I really have. And, I really wanted to discuss this because I'm tired of the negative discourse. Here's some context to the stuff that you see people just doing clips of. I hate seeing that shit, especially knowing all that I know about Fifth Harmony and what they've experienced and why they may look lazy, why they, their vocals may be dragging, why the girls are crying on stage, Lauren's having breakdown in the middle of the 727 tour, Camila's having panic attacks as well, Normani's on stage smiling her heart out knowing that this girl is just really going through the ringer behind the scenes as well. And Dinah, especially her, and I know all of them, they've really missed things like funerals and whatnot, but I know Dinah really as well, and it was hell for them. They were positive experiences. I'm sure they are very, very grateful for it. Why wouldn't they be? It's where they started. You got to be appreciative of that in the journey, but I'm sure there's a lot of things they don't want to look back on. It's going to take time for them to do that. And I think, in time, we will eventually learn more about what happened to them. If you haven't read Allie's book, go do that because it gives you a lot of context. It really, really, really does. And she didn't want the group to end. Allie did not want the group to end. And I know Dinah did not either. But the label gave them no other option. What were they going to do? Essentially, like Chloe said in her video, you are not making money. You're losing money when you release music. Artists make their money from brand deals and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Fifth Harmony really wasn't doing that many brand deals or anything like that. They were hardly getting their music released, and when they were, it wasn't music that they really wanted to release. So, unhappy, not making money. What is this, honey? It's brutal out here. I mean, that's the industry. They want to bleed you dry, and when they're done with you, they're going to go pick up another one. They didn't care about the group. They wanted a pop superstar, and they were like, "Oh, bye." Nope. They wanted the group to be just enough to raise a pop star. If they allowed this group to really blow up, then what? They would actually have to do something, right? I mean, no, they wouldn't actually have to do something, but in reality, because think about it, why would you not want to invest in each girl individually? Because that's essentially 5 separate bags that you're going to have at the end of the day. The girls clearly know at the end of the day, they want to be solo. So we know Fifth Harmony isn't going to last. Why would we not invest in each girl? I mean, why would you not? I've got to ask the hard questions. They did not want that group to win. Work From Home could have went number 1 if they actually pushed. They didn't want to. They did not want to. And I remember Lauren responded to a certain tweet where she was just like, that's interesting tea. And I know it's going to come out one of these days. I know it is at the right time, you know. But I don't have too much to cover, y'all. I appreciate you listening. If you haven't already, go ahead and make sure you subscribe and like this video. We're going to have plenty of content, you know. This was something that I was just kind of like, okay, you know what? I need to just go ahead and do this because this hoodie is getting on my nerves, but it's real comfy. It's my favorite. This is my favorite attire. This is my, you know, shimmy bitch. But I had to do this video, y'all. I did. And if you know me, you know I had to do this video. The one thing I don't like is people talking on the Fifth Harmony girls, you know, especially without giving context. You know, when you do these videos that are jokes to try to get a hit and viral tweet, it brings out this perception that Fifth Harmony was just this horrible thing. And it wasn't. It's actually really something to appreciate. And it's also a lesson for a lot of artists as well, because you sweep over the fact of, you know, all this shit that they went through in this industry. You're not talking about that. You're not allowing that to be a conversation. You're not really using the platform for better. You want to have groups like Flow come in and what? Be destroyed by the industry? When you have these younger groups come in and you get these younger groups to really disrespect Fifth Harmony and what they went through, because I'm telling you now, what Fifth Harmony went through, it changed the trajectory of girl groups in this country. I'm not joking, because when Ali decided to go and fight, Fifth Harmony's story is a story for girl groups, especially in recent days, to carry with them. Because they had the recipe. Because despite this industry, they thrived. And for some reason, y'all will not talk about that. But that's okay. I'm here too. And I got the tea. It's gonna be what it be. You know what I mean? But thank y'all so much for tuning in. This video is so long and I have to edit it myself. So if you're an editor, no, I'm like begging. Like, no, on my knees right now. Like, I'm so begging. Help. I do not want to edit the ghetto. I appreciate you. You are iconic. Again, more content to come. You need to get you some self-care. So make sure you go follow at 5MIN Self-Care on Twitter. Please and thank you. You need some self-care. We are all so engulfed in our lives, man. We need to take care of ourselves. So the least we can do is go turn on the notifications, get some random self-care notifications, and, you know, we may or may not do it, but it's good to have a, you know, little reminder. You deserve. Now, I'm hopping off here, and you guys have a good day. I appreciate you. Peace.